everybody. I want to start the conference today. I first want to thank everybody in the community for coming out today, and most of all for the amazing support that we have gotten, all the love that you guys have shown us. Bittersweet. We've never felt so much love in all our lives, and we really appreciate that. We want to thank our partners, coalition partners, supporters, family, for taking a stand with us today. And we want to thank you, media, the people that have come to write the story and hear what's going on in our hearts. And it's our hope that the media and all those who write about this event will communicate a truthful message to the public. And we want to thank you in advance for doing this. After months and months of meeting with many, many people, trusted people, community members, church members, trusted advisors, and lots of prayer, talking to the Lord about this. And with our community members, we made a difficult decision to take a stand and to do this because this is right to make a move in our community. Today, we are here to share with you the Nevada County Restaurant Coalition complaint that was filed yesterday against the state and the local government because of arbitrary restrictions that have damaged our communities and our families and our businesses. Today, you're going to hear from one of our attorneys, Nathan Harpainter. Then you're going to hear from Robin from Old Town Cafe, my son Chad, and then you'll hear from myself. And after our remarks are done, we'll open it up for conversation and discussion or questions from the media. And we respectfully ask that we hold the questions to the media at first, because we're going to have a short time, and that we refrain from any other outside comments for now. And we're going to have a hard stop here fairly soon to open this up for dining. But we thank you for coming today.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. And again, also thank you all for coming. My name is Nathan Harpainter, one of the attorneys, as Ken mentioned. And I just wanted to briefly share with you some of the details about the complaint that has been filed. So the complaint has been filed in federal court in the Eastern District of California. It names the Governor of California, as well as various public officials from the California Department of Public Health and the Health and Human Services Agency as defendants. It does also name the Nevada County Board of Supervisors, as well as Richard Johnson, Public Health Officer, Amy Arani, Director of Environmental Health, and Catherine Elliott, County Counsel. Our clients are seeking both an injunction and declaratory relief in this matter against the various executive public health orders that have been issued by the state and county. Over the last 9 months, our clients have been directly prevented from exercising their fundamental rights. These rights include the right to run a business, to seek lawful employment to support their families, to be out and about in public, and to simply associate with their family, their friends, their customers, and others that they care about. When the state takes action that violates such fundamental rights, these are subject to the highest scrutiny before the court. And this complaint intends to show that these various restrictions issued by the state and local government will not pass this standard of review. In addition to this deprivation of fundamental rights, our clients have also been deprived of any meaningful notice or opportunity for a hearing to contest the orders that have been issued. The complaint also alleges that their rights to equal protection under the law have been violated, and the complaint also aims to target the actions that have been taken by some of the local members of the government, seeking to block our clients from exercising their First Amendment rights to seek a redress of grievances and to exercise their rights to freedom of speech and assembly. Finally, because our clients have suffered greatly over these last months, the complaint does seek financial compensation under the Fifth Amendment Takings Clause. For specific details of the allegations made, you can, and I would suggest that you consult the actual complaint as it's filed. We will be posting a copy on the website for the Nevada County Restaurant Coalition, and a copy will also be available through the court's website. Anyone interested, I definitely encourage you to read through the complaint at length. To close, I would just like to say that from my perspective as an attorney, in California and across the country, courts are beginning to realize that the various actions taken by state and local governments in response to COVID-19 significantly overstep their constitutional boundaries. Yeah. In states such as Michigan and Pennsylvania, as well as just last week in California, judges have issued orders reining in these unconstitutional and arbitrary restrictions. We do believe that based upon these recent court decisions, our client's position has only been strengthened in this matter. Our clients have filed this action with reluctance, but the extent and duration of the restrictions has left them little other alternative. Mr. Page and Buckman have come here today, however, to share with the community their reasons for taking these steps and to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Hi folks, my name is Robin Buckman and I'm the owner of Old Town Cafe, and I'd like to start out by saying I'm extremely nervous, which is why this has to be in print for me. And not only do I own a business in the community, I've been part of this community for a little over 27 years. From being the store manager of the local Safeway, as well as owning our local Baskin Robbins for years after. Now I'd like to introduce you to my family. This is my wife Lisa, my daughters Haley and Sydney, my son-in-law Michael, my grandson Xander, and my granddaughter Bella, who have come out, and my daughter's service dog Cougar. I can't forget him. And unfortunately, our son Isaac couldn't be here today. He's in Pennsylvania for military training. We as a family would like to thank our entire community for their love and support throughout the years, and especially throughout COVID-19 from the bottom of our hearts. We are coming to you today to assure the community who we love and cherish that we as Old Town Cafe and members of the Nevada County Restaurant Coalition are not suing the state for monetary gain, but for our community who we have always seen as a big part of our family. We as a small business have reached our breaking point. With the closures of restaurants and the continuing diminished capacity, we are doing everything in our power to stay open and survive, to continue to bring our community together in all ways possible. Throughout the 16 years we have owned this business, we have taken every opportunity to befriend our regulars, befriend new customers who are trying us out for the first time, and to serve our community every single day, including serving a free Thanksgiving dinner that is in jeopardy this year. Thanksgiving is our favorite time of the year because we get to be at home for those who don't have a family, those who may not be able to travel, and even those who have no idea what we are doing but decide to stay and be a part of our family for the day. Every day of the year, we serve anyone and everyone who finds a temporary home within our business. For the last 16 years, we have poured our blood, sweat, and tears, and most importantly, our love into our business as well as into our community that continues to support us. I love Nevada County. It's where my daughter grew up, where my business started, and where I met my wife. This being said, I would do and have always done what I believe is the best thing for this community. I would like to finish by saying thank you again to all those who have supported us throughout the years, who have come out and supported us through COVID-19, and who are out here today to support us again. And we really, really appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Chad Page. I'm the general manager of Friar Tuck's, also part owner. Just had something really short that I wanted to say today. I'll let the complaint speak for itself. I just really want to thank the community and our staff. Our staff has been everything they've gone through. They've been so supportive of us. it's really made us stronger as a team. But the community has been, the overwhelming amount of support that we've been given is really touching. If you read the papers, one might come away with a different conclusion. But what I'd like to say is that sometimes a narrative is just a narrative, and it does not represent reality. We have the strength of our convictions, but we would not have the strength to continually fight this battle without the strong support of our community members and our customers. Thank you very much. I feel proud and blessed to be part of a movement that voices a complaint against obvious overreach and poor governance on the state and local level. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I do have to stand on a block so you can see me here. As I stated when I invited the media, we'd prefer you to be inside or having a dinner with us than to talk about this issue, but it has to happen. We formed the Restaurant Coalition so our voices could come together and be heard. We exist for one purpose: to infuse life, joy, happiness, blessing, peace into all of the community. It's the only reason why I got a restaurant is because the joy that I could experience on opening day. Hundreds of people came through our restaurant, free food and drinks, laughing and singing, not paying a penny, and it was the happiest day of my life to give, and every day to give to this community. I just love it. When I walk around, my paycheck is the smile on their face. And that's what restaurant people do. You know what we're experiencing today, it's big. And I'm gonna take an opportunity to speak from my heart today that this restaurant lawsuit, it's bigger than COVID. It's bigger than experiencing anything that we've experienced in our lives. Everybody here has been impacted. Everybody is searching for answers. So I want to say a few things that I believe bring together the heart of who we are and what we're about. And I hope that God will move in this. We are in the real hearts and minds. We're in a battle for hearts and minds of good versus evil right now. We all know that. And we need to respond to this. And this is our way from our hearts to respond. And I want to read something to you that's special to me. And it comes out of Isaiah. It says, "But these people are robbed and they're plundered. All of them are snared in holes. They've been hidden in prisons. They become a prey. And there's no one to bring restoration to them." Now we know only God brings restoration to people. But we can say, and I think we can all agree, that the past 8 months of uncertainty has to create a question that we have to answer. Who is going to rule our lives during this crisis? Is it the government or we, the united people under God? One nation under God. Who is creating the narrative of the story in our lives? Is it us or is it someone else? Is it them? Is it us? This lawsuit here speaks to evil tyranny of a seemingly one-man government that is demanding the people, the restaurants under God, to not have a voice and to not allow us the opportunity to speak good into the crisis. We are proclaiming this arbitrary government mandates. They've created divisions amongst all of us. Stresses, hardships to our business and to each one of you, each one of us, to our loved families and communities. So we're raising our voice as loud as possible in this time to expose and to actually, hopefully, tear down something that will continue unless we do something to restore the love and the community and the peace that we need. The government's solution is lockdown in this crisis, lockdown, closures, home orders, mandates, restrictive gatherings, arbitrary guidelines in the name of protecting health, which is vital in our lives. But yet, in fact, they have resulted in many, many significant negative health outcomes in people's lives. Their one-sided approach to the narrative that we're hearing is significant, and it has side effects. The Restaurant Coalition today, as a group of heart-minded people, business owners, is saying their solution is self-serving and it's evil. They are misaligned and they are one-sided, and they must hear our voice as one nation under God. Happens to be the Restaurant Coalition right now. We are praying, we are asking God and demanding that our civil servants under God open their hearts, open their minds, listen to us. Restaurant, listen to you. This crisis is our opportunity now to seek a positive, healthy solution that's going to address the seriousness of an issue, a crisis that is going on, that is at hand. And we cry out for a respectful, common sense approach that possibly can restore and bring life and peace back into our community. And this is why we're filing the complaint. Our intention as a coalition is to actively pursue and to restore what is good in our community, not only for our restaurants, for everybody, every family, every individual, every child. This lawsuit is deliberate, it's forceful, and it's intended to be a wake-up call for our civil servants. We sincerely hope they will change their approach toward our community to bring back a sense of peace and make life pleasant once again and make it good for everybody. We believe that this effort is very painful, it's difficult, it's divisive. It looks hard, looks like we're taking one side versus another. But we believe this will benefit everyone. Who wouldn't be happy? Wouldn't you be happy and glad if present principalities and powers of broken governments and their methods are eliminated and they're replaced with genuine civil-minded, civil servant, heart-minded people that will listen and come together and bring a solution to a crisis that we know is critical. It's very difficult, but we think together we can find that solution. So let me sum up and say that this lawsuit is fought in a courtroom. All this legal stuff, all these things that we never wanted to get into. But we're fighting for hearts and minds of people. We're fighting for Nevada City. We're fighting for Nevada County. We're fighting for all kinds of people who are blindly implementing destructive mandates that are handed to them. I'm not putting those people down. I'm saying they're destructive mandates and people doing their jobs. And their jobs are not for the benefit of our community. We want to change that. So we're asking our local officials, wake up, listen, and do what's best for our community. And that's why we're fighting today. Thank you. Okay, now it's your turn. We want to ask if anybody has any questions. And first we'll ask it from the media, the people that have come to hear our story and let it out to the world, and then we'll do our best to try to answer your questions.
What level of restrictions would you find acceptable to operate under with coronavirus? What would be a good solution for you?
Please repeat the question.
Okay.
What level of restrictions would be satisfactory for you all to operate under the current pandemic?
Did you hear that?
I'm asking none or some, or to be a little more specific.
Well, I think that what we would like to see is at least a version where we can actually get back to normal. At this point, there is no version where restaurants can be at 100%. No version of that at all. And I think that's part of what we're looking for.
For the attorney, could you be more specific about the injunction and the declaratory relief? what you're asking for?
Yes, just briefly. So we are seeking an injunction against a number of the executive orders that have been issued by the governor's office, a number of the public health orders that have been issued, as well as some of the local orders, as well as declaratory relief that some of the orders and actions are constitutionally invalid. There are a lot of orders that have been issued, so I won't go through all of them, but in a nutshell, that's what the complaint is seeking.
How many members are part of your coalition? You mentioned the restaurant coalition, is there some members?
Yes, we currently have 11 partners, and there are a number of people that we're speaking to now that may join as restaurant partners. Yes.
I'm not pressed, but a couple of assembly members just wanted an injunction, I believe, against the governor to not implement any more unconstitutional orders, I believe. And
Are you referring to the one in Sutter County?
yes.
Yes.
Yes, they did, and that is one of the lawsuits, one of the judgments that I mentioned that I think gives our clients much greater support.
One of the restaurant owners just talked about the hardship of complying with the health orders. Like, you know, how difficult is it to have everybody outside? Can you just speak a little bit?
Say that again.
About the hardships of running a restaurant with these health orders in place. Can you just speak generically about the challenges you're facing?
Yeah, basically it's constantly changing. So, when it comes to staffing, when it comes to when we're outside and, we're on the outside and then we're back inside and hiring new staff to go to those greater numbers. And it's just the constant changes, hiring and firing, to keep people outside, when we're going through a 2-week heat wave where it's over 95 every day. The amount of fans and coolers, and it's just constant, and that's why I really thank my staff earlier, because the stuff we put them through, and fighting this while trying to keep a restaurant going and keep their livelihoods. It's been a challenge. But I'm a silver lining guy. It's brought us a lot closer together. We will keep fighting. We will not let this beat us, but we're going to take every, course of action that we can to alleviate what we think is unnecessary.
I just want to add to that question of the difficulty is, as a business person, that you don't see the side where I ordered $5,000 worth of meat, put in $10,000 worth of ionization systems inside, stocked up on the alcohol, got it ready, shut down. So now you have the inventory and you're working through it. Yeah, you've got to do that as a business, but shut down for how long is it going to last, and what are you going to do? Shut down, wind down your inventory down to the bottom, open up. All of a sudden you need an extra $50,000 to stock up the bar, get the meat going. All the vendors are saying, we don't have the meat, we don't have the vegetables, you got to use frozen stuff. We go, our customers don't want frozen, they want fresh. So this is the kind of things that are going on behind the scene, to just ordinarily, when it's this, and it's this, and it's this, and it's this, with an unknown, with something that's not tested, not something where we know we can plan for. What's really saying is have an extra $50,000 inventory and just use it as you need it, and sometimes it's up and sometimes it's down. I'm literally saying those are real numbers, and that's the kind of dynamic that takes place. Yes, we have an issue. Yes, there's COVID. Yes, there's viruses. Yes, people are having a hard time. But those are things that need to be considered while we're discussing how to fix the problem.
All right. Yeah.
Yes, a question in the back.
Not a question, a comment. There is no current pandemic. It's been downgraded to an event 2 months ago. So to refer to this as a current pandemic is false and it's misleading. It's the kind of narrative that has enabled the government to destroy the lives of many people. suicide rates are up the top, alcohol consumption out the top, overdoses, drugs. And so if you have confusions, those of you who think there is a current pandemic, get hold of the COVID Times. These gentlemen have copies. They're free. It's real information. It's honest. And to float that current pandemic right into the middle of a question where we don't really notice it, we don't really hear it, but it goes in. There are no deaths in this county from COVID.
That's right.
Because time is a little limited, are there any other questions from the media specifically while we have you here?
Yeah, specifically for you, if the ruling isn't in your favor on this lawsuit, do you plan to appeal? How far do you plan to take this?
Well, that's something we really can't speculate. I mean, it is difficult to know exactly how a lawsuit will go once it's filed. But we believe we have good grounds, and we'll defer to our clients. And if our clients are willing to fight, then we'll be willing to fight on their behalf as well.
And can I ask why federal court? Why didn't you take this to state courts?
That's a more technical question, which I don't wish to comment on at this moment. Thank you.
Are you going to be requiring an accurate assessment of what's happened in our county in terms of the numbers and the justification for all of the lockdowns?
So I think it's important to realize also that as part of the lawsuit, both the state, the local government, and plaintiffs will have an opportunity to introduce the evidence that they have for their positions. So this lawsuit is an attempt for both sides to be heard. And I think from our client's perspective, that's one of the reasons they feel they have been compelled to file this lawsuit, because their sides up to this point have not been heard. But that will be part of what this lawsuit is about. Any further questions from the media?
Really quick, can we just have you guys say your name, spell your name?
Sure, Robin.
Robin Buckman, Robin Buckman.
You're the owner of both times out there?
Yes, sir.
That's a Grass Valley, right?
Yes, sir.
Can they charge us?
And Chad Page,
If there's no more questions from the media, we don't have much time, but if any of the community members would like to ask quick questions.
Is the coalition?
Actually, we have one question just from the back first.
I would like to request that the media quit supporting the agenda.
Any
My question would be, did they give you any answers on what the difference is between eating outside, inside, or eating just inside? What is the difference? Does this scientifically make the coronavirus go away? That you build a shanty outside of the structure that you pay for?
There was no science behind that.
Thank you.
Like there's no science behind why at 25% a bar can be open outdoors as long as they serve food, but at 50% restaurants being open, bars still have to be outside, but they no longer have to serve food.
Is the business coalition, is that accepting, or are you welcoming more businesses to come into that?
The restaurant coalition was formed because each one of us were facing common issues that were being mandated and required of us. And we actually came together that we were looking for solutions and ways to help the community. A lawsuit was always out there as a possibility, but we want a sustainable, long-term coalition of restaurants that live above the bar in every area, protocols that need to happen. And we are going to keep restaurants currently in it, so that the lawsuit pertains to restaurants, and we do have a number of other restaurants that are considering joining.
Does this involve only Nevada County? Are you considering any other counties to join in?
Right now, because of the way the numbers read in Nevada County, it's isolated to Nevada County, so we can build a case on our geographic area and our specific restaurant industry with our group of people.
Yeah, the media is mostly left, but what I'd like to say is this. It's the media mind virus. That's all it is. Media mind virus. There's no COVID. It's never been proved. You guys pay attention. Do your homework. If we can do our homework, you can do it too. Enough of this media madness.
It's 4 or 5.
This has got to stop. Okay.
We'll take one more question. One more.
Yeah, I'd like to have you comment on why is it that the Board of Supervisors in just one county away, right, with about the same percentage of, yeah, exactly, 2 times more people, why is it that they are operating with sane brains and they are able to stand behind their people, the people that voted them into office, and why are they telling and challenging the governor that they will not enforce any of the new COVID restrictions as we vacillate back and forth between these color schemes? Why is it that we have to live under this arbitrariness, with one county right next to the other county? What is that? What if everybody wants to go to Placer County and throw all their business that way? And while this community, which my daughter has a small business in, we have to suffer up here, but yet we got a strong Board of Supervisors that actually realizes that they're a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, and they represent the people.
The only comment I think we have to that is it is true that other counties and the boards of supervisors in those counties are beginning to question some of these restrictions. Beyond that, I believe that's all we can say at this moment. That's simply the fact.
Amen. Thank you.
So maybe one last question, and then.
I actually just want to know where everyone can find this video, because I'm being blocked from my personal and group Instagrams and Facebook from showing this. This is part of the problem, is we don't have clear information. I'm sure there are countless people in this community and others that want to hear what you are doing and what is happening and the steps you're taking for course correct. So can you please tell us where we can find this video and your lawsuit so we can share them so that people can know and join together?
Everything that's going on is filmed by us. This is our media here, and it's going to be on our YouTube channel, which is Nevada County Restaurant Coalition. We have our own YouTube channel.
Nevada County Restaurant Coalition.
Absolutely.
Our goal moving forward is to keep the message clear and crisp to the lawsuit. We're going to look at the videos and send those out, and we hope that the community will join us in staying true to the message of what we're wanting to do here, and that we personally are not going to go out and try to get all over media ourselves. We want to stay true to what we're doing here. I want to thank you all. We're going to safely open up our restaurant in the next few minutes, and we just thank you all for coming. Thank you.